Good morning, Essential Stencil fans. This is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, getting ready to do a live project with you. Please say hello when you come on. I've got a really cool idea for you guys. I cannot believe I didn't think of this earlier, but I'm very excited to share it with you. I texted all my text BFFs, all the ladies, and there's a couple of gentlemen, my family included. I texted them to let them know I was going live, and I said, hey, I've got this great idea for an erasable option for the lesser holidays. Lesser holidays, what does that mean? We will check it out. I will tell you all about it. There's the text BFF right there. There's Diana. Hello, hello. And Alicia's here. Hello, Alisa. It's Elisa, and who else is coming on? Joyce is here. Hey, Joyce, I've seen quite a bit of you lately. I'm excited to have you back hanging out with me. There's Mary. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to grab the feed here. Let's grab my feed here on the iPad down here. And then I'm going to get this camera on my table so you can see what I'm doing. First, let me grab this feed. And also, while I'm at it, if you are catching the replay, we want to know. So let us know that you're here catching the replay. If you're here live, let us know that you're here live. Tell us what you're up to. Good morning, Miss Jody from Frozen, Texas. It's frozen here too. Yesterday it was minus 25 when my family left for work in the morning. Minus 25. And when I asked Alexa, what's the weather? She told me it was going to be a high of -2 yesterday. And I didn't even ask today because I'm pretty sure it's the same. It is dang cold here in North Dakota. So that's why I stay at home in my comfy nest. I'm a homebody. Hey there, Jennifer. Thanks for sprinkling. You are the bomb.com. And Tracy too. Thank you. Hi, Becca from Wisconsin. Okay, let me explain what I mean by lesser holidays. But first, replay watchers. If you can make it here live, it's awesome. But if you can't, we love you just as much for hanging out with us and checking out what Essential Stencil has to offer and learning new techniques from all the brand ambassadors. So if you can get on the email list with Essential Stencil, they send out an email every Sunday and tell you what the lineup is for brand ambassadors going live and what the schedule is, which is awesome. So if you can make it live, while we're here live, at the end of this demonstration, there'll be 3 sets of stencils given away to lucky live viewers. So make sure you comment, wink, wink, that's your tip. You gotta comment, that's the only way they know you're here. So make sure you say something and say a lot of things, because the more you say, the more your name shows up, and they're gonna randomly choose from those comments 3 winners to win stencils. But we also do this for replay watchers. So wink, wink, let us know you're here, replay watchers. Shout it out from the rooftops. Let us know by saying replay in the comments. Good morning, Ann from Florida. Gonna be 90. I'm so jelly. I'm jealous of that. Hey, Bonnie. Hello, hello. Hey, Sherry. I'm so glad you love these demonstrations. Thank you for sprinkling the love, Donna. Okay, I'm gonna get going because I got some things to show you, and I'm super excited about it. Joyce says, I always check my email from Essential Stencil. You are one smart chickadee. Chickadee. Good morning, Janine. Yay, Diana says, I've won from the replay. Mimi, you rock. You rock. All right, you don't need to see my coffee. I'm going to take a sip. Then, this is what I'm going to be working on. Let's explain this in a minute. Okay, I'm definitely going to be using, for the Stencil of the Month Club, this was my month. I was so happy. I was so happy to collaborate for this month's stencil. Going into March, this is the stencil for Stencil of the Month Club. There I am. So this was the stencil set that I have all my little animals that we created last week. Up in here, I put them in here. These were all created last week from this set. But let me show you. This is the March set. See, March 2022. This was the set of stencils. You get 3 12 by 18s with all of those designs. And I showcased this last week, which was awesome and super fun. We made this last week, this sweetie pie from that set. Now, this week, I'm super excited. I'm just as excited. I'm going to use the add-on. This is the add-on pattern for the March Stencil of the Month Club. So if you are not a member of the Stencil of the Month Club, you can get 50% off your first month. Use my code, THECOMFYNEST. You'll get 50% off, and you would be able to get this set. So I'm going to use this today. This is going to be the background for my project. And then when I said lesser holidays, I was talking about the Irish eyes are smiling on St. Patrick's Day that is coming up. There are lots of fantastic stencils for St. Patrick's Day. This is one of them. This is one set that you can get. And I don't know, I pulled these all out because I'm uncertain what I'm going to do here. I'm definitely using this set. There are no bones about it, friends. I'm going to use this set. It's called The Luckiest. The Luckiest. And I'm going to use this set. There are only 20, listen, there are only 22 of these available. And I know I risk it when I show you guys these things, but I always check the inventory before I go live to make sure that the stuff that I'm showing isn't out of stock, because there's no sense in getting you all excited and then you can't get it. But there are 22 of these. I'm going to show you something really cool that you can do with this. That's erasable. Oh my gosh, you guys. So that it's a lesser holiday, but this project that I'm going to show you is erasable so that you can erase the March 17th and put something else on it afterwards so that you can still use this adorable shadow box, but you don't have to keep this like hidden away when it's not St. Patrick's Day. So when you think about all the lesser holidays that only are there for part of the year, well, even the bigger ones, like you could use this and put a little bunny on it for Easter. Even though I don't think of Easter as a lesser holiday, I was kind of thinking St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo, Valentine's Day, all those holidays, we have great stencils for them, but the period of time that we would display them is shorter. So today's project is going to be awesome for this. So I'm definitely going to use these. There's only 22 of these left. I very well may, if we get to it, I may use these. These are on sale right now. And then I have these as a backup because I'm not sure. I really am liking these shamrocks. Okay, but let's get started. I'm going to definitely use this in the background of this panel. So I'm going to get painting on here, and I'm going to go gray on the background, and then we're going to stencil green for St. Patty's Day on the foreground. And I want this design to be darker. I always think in terms of already I need whites, guys. I always think in terms of contrast when I'm stenciling. So whatever's in the background, you generally want it to be a much darker tone than what you put in the foreground so that you can see your design. So that's what's important there. Donna says, I can't wait to see what you create. You're so awesome. Hey, Donna, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thanks for saying that. That makes my day. It's erasable, Jody. It's erasable. You guys, this thing is, it's thebomb.com. We're going to be able to stencil and make it erasable on this project, and I will hook you up with everything that you need. You just need to message me. Now, the stencils, obviously, you're going to go to essentialstencil.com, and you'll be able to get these stencils. Like I said, that one set, there's only 22 of them left. The little mini tags are on sale right now, so that's a bonus to tell you about. I noticed when I went to check the inventory on them that they are on sale. So if you want to do, is anybody Irish? Anybody have any Irish heritage in their background? Or have any special like affection for Irish culture or St. Patty's Day in general? Can you tell me in the comments? I'm half Irish. What's funny, I'm half Irish. I'm Italian. My maiden name was Bruno. So definitely Italian. My dad was 100% Sicilian. My mother, Irish. So I'm half Italian, half Irish. My mother was a Higgins. So give me your Irish surname. We'd love to know. Let's give some shout outs to the Irish. My mother was a Higgins. So I'm half Higgins. But my kids are 50% Irish because my husband is 50% Irish. So we got some Irish representation in our family. My familia, as the Italians would say. We're half Irish. So I love the idea of putting something up to like acknowledge and honor our Irish heritage. However, it's such a short season. It's such a short season for that, right? So I'm gonna show you something super cool. You go to Ireland every 5 years, Michelle? How blessed is that? That's amazing. I've never been there, and it's kind of a bucket list thing for me is to visit both Ireland and Italy. I would love it sometime in my lifetime to do that, but Ireland looks just breathtaking. It looks so beautiful. Hi, Teresa. She says her husband's part Irish. Sharita wants to go to Ireland, but no bloodline. Hey, you can be Irish for the day, girlfriend. That's what I think. That's what I think. And I think Cinco de Mayo, there's a lot of us who still want to enjoy that holiday, even though we don't have that in our heritage, right? Right? We can still enjoy and celebrate all these holidays. I call them the lesser holidays because it's not Christmas, right? Christmas is a big holiday. We prepare for Christmas for months. And a lot of us, I keep my Christmas decorations up well into January because of the Epiphany. That's just my tradition. So Christmas sticks around for a while, but these smaller holidays don't. So this is a really good idea I have for you today. All right, let's keep looking at some comments. Irish enough to drink green beer. Lisa, that's the spirit. I love it. That's the spirit. That is the spirit. Michelle says she has the name Curry in her background. Hey, Joy. Hello, my friend Joy. Hello, hello. Calorie is my great-grandmother's maiden name. Phyllis, there you go. Italian, German, and Irish, Jennifer says. It's okay to be a mix. It's okay. My mother was Dowdell. Dowdell? Her mother was Mullally. Mullally. Maybe it's Mullally. I say Mullally. German on my dad's side. I would love to go to Ireland and Switzerland. Oh, Pamela, me too. My mom was she says Diana has O'Neill and McCleary in her background. I would love to go to Ireland. It looks so beautiful. I agree, Miss Michelle. I'm a little bit Irish, Jody says. Don't really celebrate St. Paddy's Day, but would love to visit Ireland, right? So, okay, so today's project, seriously, I gotta let this dry. We're gonna let this dry. And let me grab this out because this is gonna go on top of it with some green. And then I'm gonna show you, this is I can't believe I didn't think of this earlier to show you this. I mean, I think I always knew that you could do this. Why haven't I shown you this yet? Why haven't we? Now, this is going to be a St. Paddy's Day kind of theme. And this is such a, like I think of it as evergreen. It's a really pretty pattern design that I love, that I think it could stay up year round. So I'm thinking about getting this down on here. I'm going to glue this down, or not glue it, excuse me. I'm going to tape this down on my wax paper because it's moving around on me and I don't want it to move. But what I was thinking you actually could do, we could make this very Irish, and we could do a series of like the little shamrocks all over this back panel. That's one idea. Or you could take the shamrocks from this. This has a bunch of shamrocks, and you could put those on this panel and repeat them. So we have some different options. I'm going to go with this one. I haven't had a chance to even use it yet. This is going to be my first time, but this was one of the ones that the designs that I came up with for the Stencil of the Month Club. And because this is smaller, this is an 8x8 panel. It's smaller than this 12x16 stencil. I can choose what I want to showcase here. I think I'm going to go like this. And I will have to remove my tape eventually, right, to get this, to paint this. Let me see if I can get this tape a little bit less on here, because I don't want this to budge on me, but I think I put the tape too far in. All right, let's see. What if I go like, oh, I just need it to hold down. Now the very edges of this, they're gonna be in a frame. So actually the very edges of this won't even be seen. So if I take this just right, I won't have to worry about there. If I do that, it'll stay in place and I don't have to worry about it being seen if I miss anything. Okay, let's go with like right here. So now I'm going to come up with a green. And again, I want my background to be much darker than my foreground. And you'll see why. In general, that's what I think of when I think of contrast. When we're stenciling, we want the background to be either much brighter or much darker than what you stencil on top. Okay, so I have some greens here. Okay, I love this green. It's one of my favorites. It's celery. It's the color celery from Waverly, but I think it's going to be too light. So I grabbed some of these darker ones. And this I feel like it's too bright. This one's too dark. So this one is actually kind of just right. It's like a Kelly green, which makes me think of, you know, the Irish heritage, but I don't have a lot of this. So I think I'm gonna have to mix. I think I'm gonna have to be a little mixologist right now and mix a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yeah, there's like hardly any of this left. So I'm gonna add a little bit of, let's add this one. Pamela says my favorite green is celery green. This stencil is beautiful, isn't it, Elisa? All right, this is gonna brighten it up just a little bit. So I got two different colors in there, but I'm gonna mix those together. Let me grab a little palette knife. Sorry for the noise. Sorry for the noise. Let's get some mixing going on here. I want this to be, and I don't even actually mind if there's some marbling in the paint. So let's just leave it just the way it is. I'm not even gonna worry about going too crazy with the mixing, because I think actually some marbling would be rather pretty. And we're just going to stencil on this. It's a stock cardboard kind of panel. And I'm going to come in and we're going to stencil this design on here. And I think it's going to be enough decor, enough decoration. And I think it's going to be bright enough that we'll be able to see this in the frame that we're going to put it in. And then we're going to make the St. Patrick's Day, the reference, the stencil that I'm going to use that is specific to the lesser holiday, the St. Patrick's Day, is going to be on top of this, but it's going to be erasable. So I'll show you. We're going to get to it. I want to just check. I just want to check my coloring to see if this is going to show up well enough. So I'm going to hinge this back. And do you see? Can you see that? I think that is going to show up pretty darn well. So let's do it. Maybe I could even get a few shamrocks on here. Sneak them on here. This back panel that I'm using, again, is replaceable on the frame that I'm using. I'll explain. I'm using a frame that is an 8x8 frame. And what I do, I've been doing this for a long time, but let me share this little tip with you. What I do is I use these 8x8 cardstock panels. Whoa, there was way too much paint right there. Way too much paint on my brush. I use these 8x8 cardstock panels as an insert. You could do the same thing with canvases. Canvas is just more expensive, right? So I use these 8x8 cardstock panels. I buy them 100 at a time, and then I can redesign them and stick them into my 8x8 frame. So I can just have the panels in a separate box, and then when I want to change out the design of what's going on in that frame, wherever I have it displayed in my home, all I need to do is pick out the different 8x8 panels to change it out, which is brilliant. Again, really smart if you like to change things up often, if you don't want to spend a ton of money on like, oh, again, way too much paint. If you don't want to spend a ton of money on buying, 4 or 5 different 8x8 frames, you just buy the one frame and then you're changing out your backing and you're going to change out the front. I'll show you how. So that you're not spending, a whole lot of money on all these frames. And then the other thing is storage. Like, where are you going to put all these stinking frames? You got them in the bottom of a closet somewhere and they keep getting knocked around and dinged up. This way you only have to have one. So it's like an interchangeable, erasable option for decor, which I love. I love. Okay. Should we do a little check? I had a couple of places where I'm talking too much and not thinking, and I had too much paint on my brush, but let's just hinge back and see. Oh, it's going to be okay. It's very pretty, actually. It's very pretty. I can see where I had a little bit of bleed through, though. It's where I had too much paint on my brush. So focus, Gracie, focus. All right, let me check comments. Great idea, Missy says. Well, I'm so glad you think so. I hope that this is something that you guys can take away and think about, especially if you're challenged by space. How many of you are challenged by storage space? We have plumb run out. We gotta do something in my house about this. It's becoming an issue. It's becoming an issue. My husband if my husband was here, he would be agreeing wholeheartedly. I have run out of space for home decor. It's why I love art journaling so much, you guys, because I can create and be creative in an art journal with my stencils, with paints and sprays and inks and all the fun art supplies I love to use. But I can do it in an art journal and just have little books of all these little works of art. And still, we can still use our stencils for home decor, of course. But when you're challenged with space, this idea is really great because we can interchange, we can erase, and we're saving both space and we're saving money. We're saving our cashola. We can buy more designs of stencils if we don't have to buy so many frames, right? So that's the idea. All right, we're getting there. I like to stipple with my Essential Stencil brushes. They are like the best quality stencil brushes I've found. So if you don't have a set yet, next time you're shopping, consider adding a set to your cart because they really are the best. They'll last you. I've been using these for at least 3 years. I have another set. I bought them like just as a replacement. I had left one of mine in water. You can see it up there. The wood got kind of rotted out there, but it's still working just fine. They're really high quality. But when that happened, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do without my stencils, so I needed to grab another set. So I have another set in the wings as an emergency set, just in case I need them. Haven't even opened them yet. It would probably be smart to open both of them and just use them both, but I tend to just grab the same 4 stencils for my set. For 3 years, those have been enough for me. Okay, I'm not even gonna move this yet because I have another thought with this. I'm gonna hinge it up and look. Let's just hinge it up and look and see. So I wanted it still to be very dark, but I wanted to add some green coloring. And I really do like this, but some of like that marbling that I was talking about, some of it's darker, some of it's a little bit lighter, and I like that. So what I'm gonna do is grab, I think, let's see. This is the brightest of the 3 that I had mixed in here. So I may, or let me see if I just have one more green. Maybe there's another green here that I can use. Oh, I've got this one. This one's called Parakeet. That's much brighter. So instead of going with white, if I added another green that's a little bit brighter. So I'm just gonna put a drop of that here on this palette, just a drop of that brighter green. You can see it right there. And with the same, well, not that brush, because that's not the same brush in the same space, I'm gonna add just a little bit, like to get that marbling effect, a little bit of this brighter color in spots. Just for visual interest, to make you go, whoa, that's kind of blended, a little bit marbled. You can use different words for it, but let's just randomly add a little bit of this other color in here, just because we can. And I think it'll be pretty. But I in general, I want this to be darker than what's going on top of it, which is going to be the erasable part. So we're just going to be adding some brightness here and there. Nothing too off the charts. Let's peek and see what we got going on. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it makes it pop a little more, some of the parts of the design. So I'm going to go into some of the swirlies specifically and get those to pop a little bit more off this page. And this is going to be so fun and relaxing. I'm going to add some brightness up in here. So I'm going to grab some of that brighter color and come up here and add some of it up here. And then let's do some down here. Same brush, it's still very dry, but I'm just adding some bits of this lighter color in there. Let's peel it back and look again. I'm going to do a little more right in here to soften this bit up. I like to hinge it back and look every once in a while. It just helps me to know that it's happening the way I want it to happen, that I'm being successful with what I'm doing, and then I can make any adjustments that I want. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm going to brighten up just in here, just a little bit, and then we're going to be done with this part right here. Just add a little bit, just so it's really cohesive, because we got a little bit of bright spots everywhere. And let's not forget, I want to hit all the corners, just again, so it's nice and cohesive. I'll get a little bit up there and just a little bit down here of that brighter color. And I'll show you. I'm going to hold it up really close so you can see. Don't you worry, friends. I will show you. Okay, I think we're done with this part. I'm going to, let me put aside my brush for just a second. Yes, yes. Okay, this will get cleaned later. I do like to use Totally Awesome. I will put this in my sink, wet it, both sides, wet both sides, put it down with the painted side up, and then I spray Totally Awesome on it, and it just dissolves that acrylic paint, the craft paints. So that makes it a really easy way to clean those, and then you can just scrub it off. Okay, look what we got. This is gonna be the background, and I wanted it dark, so that's what I got. So I'm gonna hold this up really close and show you. This is a cardboard panel. It is the same size as my frame. It's just cardboard, you guys. So I buy these inserts 100 at a time so that I can switch them out in my frame. But I added a little bit of bright and a little bit of dark so that when you look at it from afar, it's visually interesting. It pops in some places and it's more muted in others. And notice the tone of the gray that I used in the background is not much different than the tones of the greens. They're all very dark. And then I used that brighter green, this parakeet color, to just brighten up some spots. It just really gives a nice variance of color within the variance of the design of the pattern, which I think can be very pretty. So now that that's done, I can show you the erasable part. Ah, it's so exciting. Hello, Edna. Pull it out and use it, Edna. Yes, yes, pull it out and use it. It's such a pretty background. I've been seeing it. I think all of the ambassadors have used it. I'm not sure if Melissa has used it yet. Not that I'm calling her out or anything, but I did see that Amanda has used it. I did see that Sharon has used it. It's exciting, and I'm so excited to have been the one to kind of collaborate to bring this to you guys. Why do I buy them in hundreds? Maggie, because I have craft kits that I sell. And so I use them personally, but I also use these in some of my membership clubs. We use these panels in my craft crate membership. Okay, looks awesome. 2 colors, right, Lolly? 2 colors make it just a little more interesting and vibrant, and it pops a little bit more, especially because I went with 2 very dark colors on here. Okay, so this needs to dry. I'm gonna actually remove this for a minute just so we can see a little better. And this needs to be dry completely, which actually I think it is. You're not using a whole lot of paint there. It's dry completely. So what we're gonna do, and these do, because they're cardboard, they are paper, they do bend a little bit when you get them wet, but they always bend back. They always do. It's going inside of a frame as a background, so we don't have to worry about that. This is the frame. This is the frame. It's an 8x8 frame. I actually have this in 3 different colors on my website because I use them so often personally. And we have used them in my craft crate, one of my groups. So they have these little pins in the back that you push back. And then it has a hanger on the back panel. This is a nice particle board, strong board that's going to hold everything in place. The other nice thing about these frames is it has this insert here, this secondary insert that makes this it makes it a shadow box. Okay, so it makes it a beautiful shadow box. So this, we're going to put this in the back. So you're going to get beyond these little metal things. And then, this is a pattern, it doesn't really matter what's the top and what's the bottom, but this is gonna go in. This is why they're interchangeable. So I buy those 8x8 panels so that I can make as many as I want to have interchangeable. Sorry about the glare of the glass, but right there, I like that it's really a dark panel. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can shut that light off because I don't want that shining in your eyes, friends. Let's just shut that light. There, is that better? Yes, it's better. Okay, now you can see my reflection. Hello, there I am. Okay, now the erasable part. So now I'm gonna pick from, woohoo, it's so exciting. Oh, there's so many to pick from, but this set here, there's only 22 of these left, I believe, when I looked this morning. And I really liked, there's two phrases from this that I really like that I'm going to put on the glass. It's going to make it erasable. And then when the holiday is over, I can erase this phrase and then put something different on the glass. This, there's two. I liked Lucky and Blessed. I think that's cute because it has the two shamrocks. So you can vote, you guys. Lucky and Blessed, or look at that. That's not one I'm going to use, but that is Stinkin' Darling. That's really cute. Not going to use that one, but it's really cute. This is what comes in this set. You get the shamrock with the buffalo plaid. You also get Irish Kisses and Shamrock Wishes. That's adorable. This is too big. I love this phrase, but I feel like it's too big for in here, just too much. So I'm either going to go with Lucky or Blessed, Lucky and Blessed, or, oh, wait, hold on. Just a Wee Bit Irish. I love this one too. It's gonna go right here. Or you could put it, actually, you could put it right in the middle. So you vote, Lucky and Blessed, or just a Wee Bit Irish. Which do you prefer? You vote, Lucky and Blessed or Wee Bit Irish. I will take your votes starting now. I'm gonna put my paints away while you guys are typing in furiously with your little fingers your vote for which one you'd like to see on here. And then we're gonna make it erasable. And I will actually show that to you how that works. But these little frames, you guys, they're really solid. And actually, what I do love about these two is they do stand up on their own. So I can prop this on my mantelpiece, which is what I do, or on a side table, my TV stand, it can go on there. There's just a lot of places because it's pretty compact that you can put this. And then we can interchange it throughout the year. Lucky and Blessed. Oh, I see a vote for Lucky and Blessed. Oh, Fran says Wee Bit Irish. Cindy says Wee Bit. Rana likes Lucky and Blessed. Yvonne likes Lucky and Blessed. And so does Maggie. Sherry says, love those. Pamela says just a Wee Bit Irish. I think I'm going to go, I like both, but Lucky and Blessed, Bonnie says. So I guess it's interesting. Elizabeth says, I just ordered that set last night. Sharon convinced me I needed it. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Just a little bit. So Donna, I'm kind of with you, Donna O'Leary. Each stencil is good. Maybe make one of each. You could totally erase it halfway through the season and do a different one. I'm going to do just a Wee Bit Irish because I'm more than a wee bit. I'm half Irish. Wee Bit Irish, Missy says. And I always point out, there is no right or wrong answer here, you guys. There's no right and there's no wrong. You're both right. Both answers are right. You cannot go wrong with this. At all, you cannot go wrong. How I'm going to apply this is I have an erasable paste that I can use, and I'm going to take a little bit of it with a palette knife. And I'm going to put it on one of these foam daubers. Okay, it's a foam applicator. So I'm going to smear that on there, kind of like I'm frosting a cupcake. We're going to get that on there. And I don't want it to be too wet. I really want to push it into the foam. Okay, and then we're going to come in and we're just going to stipple it on here. Ah, it's so exciting. And actually, if you're nervous about moving your thing, it's glass, so it's a little bit slippery, right? So the glass is a little bit slippery with that Mylar stencil on there. So you could take a wee bit of tape and just taper down. Make sure you're not going to move it at all. It's not going to hurt the glass at all. The glass is going to be clean. You're going to be able to clean it, and we're going to be able to clean this off of here. But I'm going to take this paste that's erasable, and we're going to stick it on here. And I'm holding the stencil down firmly. This is a little bit sticky formula. It's different than paint. It's a little bit more sticky, but it's going to give me this etched look, but it's going to be white, so it's going to show up really well, and it's erasable, you guys. That's the beauty of it. Let's grab some more of this paste and load up again. It's that easy. You're just going to put a little bit of that paste on that applicator. Oh, that one, there was a lot there. We're going to spread that out a little bit. You see how easy this is? You can be by just putting a little bit, or you can go back over it, you know, a couple of times here with this and make sure that you have a really dark, opaque version of it, however you like. We're going to grab just a little bit more of this. And this can be done on anything that's non-porous, okay? So hard plastic, metal, glass, you can use this formula on anything like that and it will be erasable. And it's thick enough that you don't have to worry about bleed through, especially with this nice foam dauber that's holding all of that formula. There. I can't wait to look. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Lois, just message me, my dear. I cannot cross post, but you can. Yep. Dorothy, just head on over to the Comfy Nest with Grace. Head on over, guys. And you too. Yes, the paste comes in like 30, 40 different colors. You can buy it in 30 or 40 different colors. You can even buy little samples of it. But listen, I cannot tell you that information here because I can't cross post two different brands. So you need to just message me and I will get you this information, or head over to the Comfy Nest with Grace. I'll post it right when we're done here. I will post it over there so that you guys know. But let's pull it up and see. I think I'm just going to try to get this tape up and the stencil will come with it. But I will show you how cool this is. Yep, we're done. Voila, voila, just a wee bit Irish. Look at how exciting that is, you guys. And see, the background is, I'm trying to do this without much glare for you. The background is a decorative background, and it would be really sweet. You could use the shamrocks and then replace your 8x8 cardboard. I can hook you up with all of this, you guys, except the stencils. You're going to use my code, The Comfy Nest, to get a discount on your stencil set. And then head on over to the Comfy Nest with Grace. You can buy this 8x8 shadow box, and you can buy it in 3 different colors. And then I will hook you up also with this paste. And actually, if any of you decide to order the paste, I can throw in a couple of those panels if you want, or if you buy the frame. So I can hook you up with all of that. Just let me know. But look at you guys. Look at that. So now this stuff, it doesn't take very long to dry. It's already dry. It's already dry. It will not come off. Will not come off unless you wet it. So let me just show you real quick, because I can redo this. I generally get a picture for Essential Stencil. So I can redo this, but watch, guys. We wet it. And anything that's non-porous, it's going to come right off. And then you can use this same frame that you just designed on. You can use it again to design your next, like your lesser holiday. What's the next holiday that's coming up that you might want to put something on here? Maybe you're going to put a big bunny on them in the middle, or a big sign that says Happy Easter. But that's it. It's all cleaned up and ready to go. And just a regular glass. Once you get that residue off, if you have any fingerprints or anything left, you can just use a regular glass cleaner, because this is easy. This is just glass. So versatile, right? So then this can become an interchangeable project with all of these. Then you can go ahead and put your Lucky and Blessed in there. Should we do Lucky and Blessed now? It's so easy, you guys. It's awesome, right? It's interchangeable, Fran. Fran, my friend. So I'm going to come in with this paste again on my little foam dauber. Let's do Lucky. I actually really, really like the shape of the shamrock. It's 4 hearts basically, and I'm a huge fan of heart decor. So the shamrocks are just an extension of that. Let's go Lucky. Let's be lucky and blessed. Since half of you said you wanted Lucky and Blessed, I'm going to meet your needs too. We're going to go Lucky and Blessed here. Okay, here we go. Gee. These stencils are so easy to work with. They're nice and thick. This is what you need to know about Essential Stencil. If you are a stenciler and you haven't discovered Essential Stencil yet, I'm here to help you. When I discovered Essential Stencil, I was making signs to sell. I was making them for my home, and then I had so much on hand that I started selling them locally. And I was using a Cricut and I was using a Silhouette to make the phrases. And the work, it was just so much more work. And I could only do one at a time if I wanted to use paint. So I was making, you know, several of them to sell in my booth. So I'd have to print out and weed several at a time. Well, these stencils, you can make multiple signs with one stencil. They're nice and thick, so they're really easy to clean. They're really easy to work with because they stay in place better than the really thin, flimsy ones. So if you haven't tried them yet, use my code, THECOMFYNEST, and get 10% off your first order, or any order that you place. You're gonna get 10% off. And the stencils will last you forever. I mean, they will last you forever. As long as you clean them and care for them, they will last you forever. Now we are lucky and blessed. You guys, and look at that application. It's this is such a nice alternative to craft paints because now we can interchange. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the background. I wish we didn't have that glare, but it, you know, we're putting it on glass. I can see I just have a little bit of residue. So I would come in with like a window cleaner. I did it fast just to show you how quick and easy it is. But I have a little bit of the paste residue that I just need to get in there with a window cleaner and get it off. It looks a little powdery, but I'll get that off. That's no problem. How fantastic, right? Super cute. Super cute. I'm so glad you guys like it. You don't need to seal it on glass. You wouldn't even need to seal it. But if it's on anything else, you could seal it with a polyacrylic top coat, like any spray top coat or any clear top coat. You could put clear top coat on a glass, but you saw how it just doesn't budge. It doesn't move. So as long as, even if it gets wet, it's not going to move unless you scrub it. So it's not going to go anywhere. You're going to be just fine. The daubers you can get, I get mine off Amazon, but you can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can get them at Michael's. Check my Amazon store because I have that stuff in my store. Thank you for sprinkling. These shadow boxes, yes, get one. Go to thecomfynestwithgrace.com and go to my shop tab and you will find the shadow boxes. And anybody who orders them, let me just say, if you order the shadow boxes, I will throw in a few of those inserts for you so that you'd have a few interchangeable inserts and you don't have to buy 100 of them. I'll throw in like 2 or 3 of them into your box so that you have them. Yes, yeah, you could do that, Kim. No, the Pouncer is just from Amazon. If you just go to Amazon or like seriously, Hobby Lobby sells them, Michael's, any of your craft stores. Pamela says, I absolutely love essential stencils. We love essential stencils too. We do, we do. Joyce says, I just ordered my set and I used Grace's code. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Joyce. You are helping us out. Every time you use our code, you get a discount. We get income too. So we benefit from it too. It's how we earn our income. So thank you. Please use my code, THECOMFYNEST, and thank you for using my code, Miss Joyce. I'm glad you enjoyed this idea, Shelly. I'm so glad. Eileen says, me too. And now I use Essential Stencil 99%. I only use Cricut for custom orders. See, it's so much faster, so much easier. And they're really, really going to last you a lifetime as long as you take care of them. They're great quality, Maggie. You are so right. Oh, and Essential Stencil saying there's only 20 of the luckiest set left. So yes, they are very limited quantities. Just go use my code, THECOMFYNEST, and grab your set. Yes, you could use a dauber on wood. Anne says, I can't wait to get my order. Yay. Yay. All right. Just ordered a small set. Yay. I'm so glad for you guys that are getting that. Just get yourself hooked up these lesser holidays. This is such even if you just want to change your decor out often to be able to erase it and put it on there over and over again. That's pretty nice, right? And you can use all your stencils that you've bought. You can use them more often. So no, Carla, I am not in Illinois. I am in North Dakota. I'm here. My business name is The Comfy Nest with Grace. So you can find my business page here on Facebook. Go and follow. I will post this picture with the link that you need to get both the frame, and I'll throw in the inserts for you guys, and the formula, the erasable formula, okay? Donna says, I got rid of my silhouette. I don't have time for all that weeding. The vinyl is expensive. The vinyl is expensive, especially if you're like me and it takes like 2 or 3 tries to get the cutting part right. then you're going through all that vinyl, and it always like made me so sick to throw that all out when it wasn't used, you know, used the right way. Stencils, they're the way to go. They are so much easier. And Essential Stencil has beautiful designs. All right, let's look at our winners. We got some winners. 3 winners, Ladina Burrell, Ann Dixon, I'm hyphenating names or shortening names, excuse me, and Debbie Quinn. So Ladina Dahl Burrell, Ann Bonifay Dixon, there's your full name, and Debbie Quinn, you just won a set of stencils, friends. Hello, crafty chicks. Yay! Whoop, whoop. Okay, in the pinned post where your names are listed, this is for Ladina, Ann, and Debbie, is the email list that you need to send your mailing address and email address to, plus your name. Like if your email is hotmama@yahoo, make sure you put your name and say, I won during Grace's live, and email them, tell them that you won, give them your name, your email address, and your mailing address so they can send you a set of stencils. You guys come on over and meet me at the Comfy Nest with Grace for more action, more ideas, more inspiration. I would love and be honored to have your company over there. I have a free group too that you can join. Just go on over and check all that out. And I will see you next time that I am a visitor here on the Essential Stencil page. I'm happy to have had your company. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. That's all I want for you this day. Take care. Bye.